everybody, I'm Jona and thanks for checking out this video. This is my second episode of Across the Board, a mini-series about the environmental impacts of our board gaming hobby. And today we're talking about recycling. So in this video I'm going to be looking at the things that we can recycle from the day we get the game and we unwrap it and open it up for the first time till the end of its life. I live in the United States and I live in Pennsylvania, and my town's recycling policies and rules are going to be different from town to town, state to state. So it's really important when you consider what's recyclable in your community to Google what can I recycle in my town. It needs to be very specific because everybody's recycling is done by different companies and every company is going to give you different rules and regulations. In my town, we have one stream recycling bins. That means the glass, metal, cardboard, and plastic all go into one bin and is sent to a recycling center to be sorted and then sold to different manufacturers. Now this system is really great. It makes it super easy for a consumer. They just dump everything in the same container and they're done. The problem is there's a lot of contamination with those loads. Sorry for this inconsistency with filming. I realized I forgot something kind of important to say, and that's the fact that there is a conversation going on right now about whether recycling is even worth trying anymore because so much of our recycling ends up in the garbage anyway. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about whether we are fully aware of what is actually expected to go in the recycling bin and what should go in the garbage. If we can work a little bit more at getting those two things right, it may actually help a system that's really struggling right now. So I'm going to go over bit by bit what can go in my big blue bin in my state, in my town, what they will accept at the curb. But I will also go over how other items can be reused and repurposed in other ways later in the video. So please stick around for those suggestions. Starting off with the shrink. The shrink or any other clear cellophane plastic cannot go in my recycling bin. The punch boards. The punch boards are cardboard, which is accepted in my recycling bin, unless it has spot UV detailing on it. In that case, it's no longer recyclable and should not go in my recycling bin. It actually needs to go in the garbage. The foam cushioning. This cannot go in my blue recycling bin. Plastic baggies cannot go in my blue recycling bin. Sprues cannot go in my recycling bin. Box inserts almost definitely cannot go in my recycling bin. The almost is, you have to look for the chasing arrow symbol. I've looked at a lot of my game inserts and I haven't seen any. Almost all my box inserts are black plastic. The most desirable plastic is clear and white. This is the chasing arrows with the one inside and the chasing arrows with the two inside. If you have a clear or white plastic, be sure to check if it has the chasing arrows logo. In that case, you can put that in a blue recycling bin. Otherwise, it has to go in the garbage. Once a game meets its end of life where it has no more value to any other gamers, this is what will go in my recycling bin. The box. Yes, it can go in my recycling bin unless it has UV spot coating. The cards, yes, they go in the recycling bin unless they have a glossy or UV spot coating. The boards, yes, they can go in my blue recycling bin unless they have glossy finishes and detailing or the UV spot coating. The cardboard chits and tokens, yes, they can be recycled unless they have spot UV. The plastic miniatures, dice, and other components, no, none of these can go in the recycling bin. Wooden components, no, these cannot go in the recycling bin. Neoprene mats, no, these are not to go in a blue recycling bin. The rule books, yes, they can go in my recycling bin. They will take all sorts of paper products that includes mail. So if your rule book is akin to a catalog or magazine, then it should be perfectly recyclable. Unless, of course, my rule book has some sort of gloss on it, I would err on the side of caution and throw it in the garbage instead of my blue recycling bin. I just wanted to clarify. The games that I'm showing in this video are not to say that they're bad games. In fact, a lot of the examples I'm showing are from my favorite games. So just bear that in mind, like these games weren't made with bad intentions. It's just the way our games look because we like that glossy spot UV finish. But now that I know that it can't be recycled and it is actually a microplastic, it makes me think twice when I purchase a game with that look, with that detailing on it. So when you go to recycle, just keep an eye out for that spot UV. It can be on cards, it can be on boards, and it can be on the boxes. Know that it's there and know that it cannot go in the blue recycling bin. Now, in doing some research for this video, I learned quite a lot. I learned, for example, that basically anything you want to find out is recyclable, someone on Google will tell you that it is. For example, those black foam cushions that don't go in my blue recycling bin are able to be recycled if you can find the right place to take it. And that is usually the problem. While it is considered recyclable, I don't know of any place in my area where I can drop it off to be used, especially when I have like 4 pieces of it. So more likely than not, it's going to end up going in the garbage bin. The wood, although it is not a candidate for my blue recycling bin, it is a biodegradable material. Finished pieces of wood shouldn't be burned necessarily, but they can be left to decompose, or they can be taken places where they can be chopped up for mulch or that type of thing. The neoprene mats, I did a little bit of digging because I feel like those might be a problem in about 10 years when a lot of people's neoprene table mats maybe have stains on them, or maybe the color fades, or you just want to change. You're going to have to figure out a way to get rid of those rubber mats. Now, the material that they're made from is very valuable and can be recycled. However, finding a place to take it to may be more of a challenge. In my area, there is a business one town over from me where they do take tires that are shredded up to be sold to clients for different purposes. And they said that as long as there was no fabric on it and it was solid black, they would take it and be able to use it for their products. However, when I talked to the lady, she had no idea what a neoprene playmat was, and I had to explain to her what the material was made from so that she would have a better idea if it would be acceptable for them. So she said she thought it would be acceptable, but it hasn't come up yet. So you'll have to do some research for yourself to find out how we can recycle those neoprene mats. If you know how to recycle them, let me know in the comments. Now, aside from recycling, there's all sorts of ways that we can repurpose the leftover things from our board games. For example, the plastic dice and miniatures and all those fun pieces, they're really cool. I could see people buying bags of those on Etsy for different craft supplies or for different decor projects. And I myself, being kind of a, artsy-fartsy person, will probably come up with some way to repurpose those items for decor, for the board game room, or whatever. And I'm sure you have creative ideas on how to repurpose fun board gaming components. Please share them in the comments below. As far as the sprues, from what I understand, some game stores will collect those for people and give them back to the companies to reuse. I also found a video that someone made about 10 creative ways to reuse sprues. I checked it out and I thought his ideas were really cool, so I'm linking that above for you to check out as well. If you would have a punch board that has spot UV and you don't want to just trash it, you can keep them in the box underneath the box insert to keep the space nice and tight. And it will save it and keep it in better shape longer if there's less air and less moving around in the box. And I know a lot of people do this already. So that's how I recycle in the United States, in Pennsylvania, in my town. How do you recycle? What are your systems like? I hope that you guys learned something and enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And please remember that just because we're a niche hobby doesn't mean that we don't have a voice. It means we do. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one.